Hello, Army. Rahe, how are you?
Hi.
We're back. And I'm hoping that we get, we already have someone on. Yay. Hello, everyone. This is Nisha. This is Living Bangtan 7. Welcome. Welcome back to, it's March. And it's March, I don't even know what today is. March 17th. It's actually St. Patty's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're in the US, it's St. Patty's Day. Flora might be thinking, what is St. Patty's Day? But and luck of the Irish Day. So I don't have any green. I have a little green on me, not much.
Yeah, I've got no green on me right now, so I guess I've earned myself a pinch.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I was thinking I should wear green, but that's okay. I didn't. We're good to go. So I'm in my new setting because I said I'd be coming to the new studio. We've just kind of figured it out. So I'm hoping the lighting is good. And this is the first time in a year we have had Tiffany Byerly with us live on a show. It's insane. I'm so happy.
I'm glad our schedules align for once.
I know. It's like we finally were able to align to have the we have a full clinical team, but this is actually the 3 medical providers on the team. So why don't you take a few seconds and introduce yourself, and then we'll let Flor kind of take the floor from there. Literally, Tiffany, want to give a little intro?
Yeah. So hey everyone. I'm Tiffany. I am a pediatrician. I'm based in North Carolina. I am a 2019 Army. June is my bias. A little bit of background about me. So I actually majored in music in undergrad. And so I have a very high interest in sort of the interplay and the intersection between wellness, both sort of physical and mental, and the arts, both sort of active participation and passive participation. And so I have known Nisha for 2 years now, and I'm excited to be here.
Yay! And I am absolutely excited, well, beyond excited to have you here today. We wanted to do a teeny bit of a different swing in terms of this review. So I'm really hoping we get some good some Army interaction. We spread it everywhere. This is the first time we actually posted that we were going live on our TikTok as well. So that's kind of cool. We are supposed to be trying to go live with Instagram, but I will apologize yet again. Instagram's link still won't work, so we will upload the video later. So sorry about that. I keep trying it for whatever reason. So I'm sorry about that, but I promise we will get it eventually. And then I'll be doing a very short live after this on TikTok to officially launch our live TikTok. So yay.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it just really quick 5 minutes short to kind of intro a little bit about who we are, So we've been getting a lot of, hey, can you come on and do a live? And I was like, okay, I guess it's time. It's time. So, Fleur, you want to go ahead and lead in, my friend?
Okay. Well, I'm Flor. I'm talking from Spain. Hello, everyone, Borja Army, and welcome to episode 3 of our 2024 Reflections on Fragments series, chapter 2, on our discussion on forward movement on a path of positive self-identity, acceptance, and self-preservation. Living Bantam 7 is a platform created to bring you wellness discussion, content, and musings based on the healing positive messages of Bantam Sayondan. All this 7 means living bulletproof 24/7, and our purpose is to help us all learn how to live confidently with self-love throughout the day, protected by the support and love of BTS and Army.
Okay, we haven't changed it a day since last year, and it's still very hard to say. I know. You kind of want to synopsize it and make it less of a mouthful, but it's kind of, we can't. At least we're remembering to say it this time. Hello, everyone, and this is Nisha T, your neuropsych NP, and I am the CEO of Diversely Geek and Living Bangtan 7, as well as To Write Your Own Destiny, which officially launches as our parent company in the upcoming days. So as you know, LB7 is a reminder of the power the bulletproof or Bangtan philosophy has as a source of healing, healthy coping, and support when we are struggling to believe in ourselves. Army, how are we doing today? There's this March is going to be insane. So you're going to be seeing quite a bit of us because we have this today. We have the reaction videos to today's video, which we may work on, but we also have a 2-part series coming up for our Hope on the Street, because we have the documentary and we also have the album right behind that. I'm sure you know I'm excited for that. So that's going to be insane. So happy. And so happy to be back with you again and to be able to tell you that we are officially launching into our new Army Live interactive reaction, which is the Friends Today. But those reaction are part of the next phase as we continue our Hagam series from last year, which is a 4 to 5 month series that takes us from April all the way into September, which is Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, which is the focus of our company. So the Hagam Chapter 2 discusses reflections and fragments. And if you were with us last year, you know we spoke about the mirror concept and the fractured mirror concept. And it all came from Jungi's D-Day. So we are still showing massive amount of love for the fake love yourself era mirror concept and the D-Day concept, and showing that marriage and that emergence and that handshake, and how each of these videos still playing a part in that. So as we are ready to go, let me, while you guys chat, if you don't mind, Tiff, we wanted to talk a little bit about 2 seconds of trauma while I get the video ready to go in, and then I'll tell you my take on this video.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, just to kind of like sort of define things, we have sort of more of a construct with which to work in. And so trauma kind of at its core is an emotional response to any sort of terrible event. And I think most of the time we tend to associate it with like a horrible event, like an accident, or something that happened to you. But truthfully, it can come from really any experience that sort of overwhelms your personal sense of being safe, your sense of being okay with yourself, your sense of stability, your sense of comfort and home. And it very much interrupts and distorts your ability to maintain an inner sense of well-being. You're constantly always on edge because of this experience that you've had. And in the construct and sort of in the framework of self-care, someone who has experienced trauma and who has not learned to effectively deal with that, it makes it very, very difficult to learn and to practice good self-care, especially if that trauma has occurred early on, as a young child, in your teens. It very much makes it very difficult for, as you get older, as an adult, to really practice good self-care and to take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. We are a trauma recovery focused organization. I know we say it all the time and it's difficult for people to even know what it means. So we decided with reflections and fragments that we would always take a few minutes to talk about what a different aspect of trauma. So it gives Army a little bit more ownership or onus, or an inclusive, hug basically, to understand when we talk about trauma, that it's not something that's an other or anything that's we should be discriminated for, anything that's we should be judged for. Trauma is not something we ask for, my friends, right? It happens. And so now this video has quite a bit of trauma in it. So that's all I'm saying. And that's why we wanted to lead in with it, because it's an enigmatic, quirky, very, very brave decision to have done this video the way that he has. Because Tay, being Tay, knows how to merge this fun energy with this extremely, extremely strong and heavy and brave narrative. That's a BTS trademark, right? Strong narratives of mental health, but with the fun and the quirky energy with it. How does that even happen? So we are ready. I have it all primed and ready to go. Everyone all set. It's 5:15. We have 25 minutes for reaction. It's so hard once we get on here. So, okay, hang on just one sec. Oopsie. 1 second. Share screen. Sorry. I feel like an old lady because I'm always talking my way through things. So one of the things, Tiff, just so because it's your first time with us, both of you, is we for music video reactions, we can talk over the music video. We should, and we stop, we rewind. There's a lot of things you have to do to make it a reaction video, and we're actually really good at that because I will see things in this video and go, wait, did you catch that? So don't mind me if you see me stopping and talking, and please feel free to say what you know, to get in there, and we'll keep an eye on your reactions, Army. Remember, get in the chat with us. We're ready to go. Okay, so we are already, we are not even 20 seconds in, 6 seconds in, and we've already told an entire story. There's a massive amount of narrative going on in here. What do you think about the fact that he's using silence as a statement for loneliness? You guys, turn on your, you got to keep your mics on. Come on. I know you're used to it being different. Nope, jump in, Jared.
I'm trying to limit background noise. I've got a car outside. Like,
oh no, you're good. You're good.
Everything that gets engine, so it's like gonna ruin the mood. And so, you know, quiet can be a very powerful storytelling detail, because, you know, quiet off, you know, kind of obvious, you know, a lot of times it signifies you're alone. But it also can be very loud, because it's only you and your thoughts. And sometimes your thoughts get very, very loud. And when you don't have someone else to kind of sit and fill that space, the thoughts will start off very small and get very, very big very quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of deafening in the quietness of it, right? And he's filling an entire almost solid minute of our space with silence. That's massively brave when it comes to creating something like a music video. There's no music for a long time. Yeah. The music is the silence. For me, that's insane. But that's also very Tay. Go ahead.
Well, also the other thing is it's shot in a small space with dark colors. It's the fridge is small, that bathroom is small. And so you get sort of an audio representation, but you also get a visual representation of it.
It's perfect. Yep, absolutely. How about okay, you want to go ahead, or do you have any? Did you want to chat?
Those are my thoughts for that.
Thank you, darling. All right, let's go. My question was, why does the table have so many seats? Was it that he's coming from a life where he had more people in his life? Because that's a space that's okay. So here's my question to you. When he walks into the bus and you see, and he's seeing 2 bus drivers, logistically, we know that's not how that works, right? What do you think? Immediately, what does that kind of key you into?
The reality is not real.
Yeah. But this is what's going on in his psyche, in his mind, his perspective. Right.
I also see it as one's the real bus driver and the other is either his perceived notion of the bus driver or the bus driver's true self, if that makes sense.
So then as we move forward, let's see if we think that plays out, because that's a concept I have for the scene that's coming up. I love it. Flora, jump in anytime. It's okay. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Go ahead. I'm gonna play, but let me know if you want me to stop, okay?
Okay.
You're in my head. He starts with "you're in my head." So he literally told him, this perspective is in my head. This is about something that my mind is creating, my psyche's creating.
In my head, I had plans for the weekend, but wound up with you instead.
Okay, who's he talking to? I had plans for the weekend, but wound up with you instead. Who is he talking to? Who's the you?
I think himself.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not himself. Himself. This idea Tiffany spoke about, like his other side, was like, he stayed, I assume, home, but alone, but not just him, he and his thoughts.
His thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So right now we have two Tays. We already lead out and we got two Tays. But there's a Tay that was sitting in the silence. Then there's the Tay who's the one who's existing. And then there's the one who's in his head. So it could be three. Hard to tell at this point because he's having, I think, to traverse, I think, the thought and just living, right? Okay, and I'm back here again. So I think he's saying to himself, I'm back with those thoughts again. They're back in my head.
Back here again. Got
Again.
me deep in my feelings, where I should be in your bed. You and I go back to like all night, it's like forever. And you that my loneliness, yeah, keeping me together. So wouldn't it make sense if I was yours so you could call me your baby? But we say we're just friends, just for now. Yeah, but friends don't say words that make friends feel like more than just.
This is the scene. I want your perspective on this scene. I want to know what you're thinking. Army, please jump in on the chat. Come on in here. What do you think? Because this scene for me, I have a massive amount of thoughts.
I think it's more perception than what's actually going on around him. Because truthfully, there's not a lot of situations where like this sort of interaction with all the couples is actually going to be happening. So it feels like he is so aware of his own sense of loneliness and sort of being by himself that the relationships that people around him and the relationships he's seeing, what they are doing is tripled. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves everybody. Nobody loves me. And I'm sitting here all by myself.
Ah, okay.
I totally agree with that. It's like sometimes when you feel lonely, you kind of may see the world around you like in another, like they're way too happy for you to accept that. So I kind of that this image is like it's pretty powerful in saying that, I think.
Yeah, and I love that you caught that, Terry, because he walked through and when the person was proposing, he like literally walked straight through them and slapped the ring out of the hand. So it's like, okay, so what we're saying, and I think everyone has, even in his friends' reactions, they basically said the same thing, that it was he can't tolerate, or he's gotten to a place where there's so much in his head now that this keeps repeating that he just can't take it anymore. And this is all he sees, kind of thing, right? That's like very heavy. It's a very heavy sense of I think it's isolation is the word, or lost, or it's just plain. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe lost, not maybe I think it's lost. I mean, you might be many things might be going through in your head or in your life at a certain time, and you may perceive the world in this way. I mean, why why they are happy. I'm not. Why I'm in this pain. Why I'm alone. Why I am alone, and they are not. What they are couples. They're pairs.
So this is his perception right now that they're all
Yeah.
happy, right? So that's the world we're seeing in this moment, is him in this moment of loss where he's like, why can't I find that happiness? But that's also his perspective where everyone he sees is happy around him. That would be pretty amazing. If 99% of the world was happy around you at all times, that would be insanely amazing. Is that realistic? I don't know, because we're going to see, I think, with the next scene. So we're about to see.
Just for now. Now I'm over
I have to say that he represented every type of relationship that there is. You do see that, right? Everything. Like, there's no predisposition in any of this.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just love is love is love. I'm so proud.
Put the friends just for now. Yeah, but friends don't say words that make friends feel like more than just.
Okay. So let's talk about this moment. So I wrote in my notes for my own self to understand if it was because he wanted to press a reset, and if in his mind he's able to press the reset, or is Tay living in a parallel world? Concepts. What do you think? Throw them out there, because this is a huge concept right here. No?
I feel more reset.
Yeah, more reset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the parallel world thing. Although with him it could be, because he's
Yeah.
Tay. Anything's possible. But okay, so.
But it says it in the song. He's talking about, let's put an end to this, and to me, it signifies some sort of restart, because you stop something and something has got to start after it. Whatever may not necessarily be a good thing that starts after the end, but something is going to start afterwards.
So now something's going to start afterwards, because like Terry said, he's done with it. I'm done with this concept, right? I'm done with this perspective of life, and that I'm at loss, and maybe why is it that I can't find this type of love? It doesn't there's no answer at this point. So
yeah, I think that what is clear is that death means it's a breaking point. There is a past and there will be a future in his mind, or whatever, or in a parallel world, whatever. It's a breaking point.
okay, and to be clear, we're going to stop for 2 seconds. Please do not walk out of a door, turn your back to the street behind you, and walk backwards into a street when the oncoming car could hit you. Okay, guys. Okay, Army. Let's diligently not do this. Please be careful, because we live this life, and right now, as far as we know, there's no reset to it in this particular way that this video is visualizing. So for us, reset is more of a mental reset, an emotional reset, but it's a philosophy and a perspective reset. It's about,
definitely, it's a metaphor.
Yeah, taking yourself from this space and saying, I need to shift. So the next shift, though, let's look at it. Right now, there's no one to, because he's there dying, and yet it was still happening around. Okay, so now he wakes up. Did you notice the clothes change from dark, like you said, Tiff? But the colors all changed, right?
Yeah.
When pink and white and red, and just this brighter perspective, and he's in the white outfit. So although it looks a lot like his outfit from Love Wins All, but okay. Doing the exact same thing now, but the kitchen's completely different, and the kitchen's different. The space is filled. The color of the table has changed. The color of the walls have changed. The color of the seats have changed. Everything has lightened up.
There's
Right?
plants. There's life in the background. I count 2 plants, 3.
Mm-hmm. Even a wall, everything shows a living space. But
He's got the light. He's got the light on.
He's got the light on. Exactly.
Which I know seems kind of silly, but if you've ever felt like sort of alone and isolated, you put the lights on low. It's like, it's just, let me just huddle in the space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at all the shadows that are being cast here. It's not a big one. Before it was this big, huge shadow that he was countering with his own shadow, and now it's just normal shadows. I know that sounds weird, but you see it. So I guess if I was directing, I would want to separate the two things.
I think also sort of the lighting there implying like he got up late in the evening, like, sort of dusk, late afternoon, and now morning because you've got OJ and coffee on the table. So he's back on a regular schedule.
Look at you. This is so cool. Okay.
Words are not supposed to get too close to feel emotions that we're feeling now. We're slowing down. Yeah. But once you cross the line, there's no denying you, and I can never turn around. No, we'll never be the same. You and I go back to like all night, it's like forever. And you let my loneliness, keeping me together. So wouldn't it make sense if I was yours and you?
Okay. So the same couples that were living happily in the world before are now. Hi, Terry. Sorry. When I'm in the other thing, I can't see what's going on in the chat. Sorry about that. I apologize. And then happy shadows. I love it. Listen, my friends, anyone, we have quite a few people in the viewing. Feel free, get in the chat, get in here and let us know what your thoughts are. Okay. Look at his face. He's oblivious, totally oblivious to anything going on around him.
Well, it's a very interesting juxtaposition because before, everything around him was so heightened and very much emphasizing how alone he was. And so now he's together with someone and you've got just absolute mad chaos erupting around him and he doesn't notice any of it.
So isn't this a beautiful analogy for what mental health is like when we're dealing with depression and deep depression? The first scenario, all of it, is him living in a depressed state for me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I
wasn't sure. I wanted to say that, but when we were talking about seeing in the restaurant, everyone was too happy.
And it's okay for us to say that. So can you want to explain why it's okay for us to say that here? Maybe people might think we're being negative, and we're really not. Really, we're not. Remember?
Oh no. It's because that is seemed to me back from personal time in my life. When I kind of remember, like this was exactly what I was feeling that particular day.
So right, he was in depression and now he's in euphoria. So there's a juxtaposition, like you said, right, Tiffany, especially when you're in puberty and you're going in an earlier phase, I think probably to 26, 27, you're still young. The body's still dealing with emotional, catalytic emotion that could be like exploding bombs or ones that are in severe depression. So do you feel like that's what we're seeing, two complete different sides of the emotional state, the mental state?
I think so.
Yeah. So now I feel more comfortable to say I really think the first set really was a representation of living in that, manifesting the depression and the isolation and loneliness, or the aloneness you feel when your paradigm puts you in a box and all you know is you're alone and everything is better outside of you. But now it's completely different. Everything outside of you is falling apart and you are so euphoric you can't see any of it. That's also not great. Go ahead. Sorry, Fleur, go ahead.
It's like two states. It's like being bipolar, the two states.
I didn't want to get there yet.
Yeah.
I really wasn't ready to say it yet, but you got it. I mean, that's what I saw. I'm seeing that. But then I'm a
You could call me your baby, but we say we're just friends, just for now. Yeah, but friends don't say words that make friends feel like more than just friends, just for now. Now I'm over pretending, so let's put the
I mean, look at the abject destruction this time going on around him. And he has this pure blissful smile on his face. It's completely the opposite of what it was before. So, what is bipolar disorder? Do you mind explaining it a little bit? Either Flora or Tiffany, either one.
Better Tiffany, I guess.
Yeah, and so it is a mental health disorder. You do have two forms, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is the more severe. Type 1 is less severe in terms of swings, but essentially it's characterized by sort of these profound swings in mood. So these very high highs and these very, very low lows. And it's more than just sort of, feeling great, like when you're in sort of a high period, crazy sort of spending, you think you can do absurd things, essentially you think you're God, and then you just have, a lot of times you'll have like an abrupt crash, and you are now sort of in this deep depression where you can't function, and there are periods in between of sort of relative stability, but sort of that characteristic is when you have the highs, those very highs, and those low lows.
Yeah. Now, believe me, the lows are very lows, and the highs are like, exactly like that. It's exactly like this video.
Exactly what I'm saying here. So the way he's representing. So whether, I'm going to say this, and always remember, we are a mental health organization. We are mental health professionals. We're people who speak on it regularly, and we research it. So for us, we see things probably with a different set of eyes than most people would, right? What I'm saying is he's representing these two states that could easily represent someone who's living in a depressive state. And even in a depressive state, you go through manic and low states without actually being in a bipolar state. So, if those are things you need to talk about, that you find inside of yourself, you're having any of these type of symptoms, please talk to somebody about it. Reach out, if you need redirection somewhere, if you're not sure, you're like, wait, I'm having these symptoms. Hey, I kind of identify with what he's feeling here. Reach out to us, let us know, talk to somebody, please, and just ask questions. Healing for anyone begins with inquiry, right? It's that first question. So let's go. We're almost there. We're so close. Okay. I was looking at all the different, like the pure abject chaos going on around him. And also when you're in a state of mental instability, when your mind is hiding you, trying to keep you safe, while chaos is going on around, this is what I often think it looks like. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Because it's protecting you. Chaos is ensuing all around you, and it's like, okay, this is what I need to do. So I don't know if he's still talking to his own self and his mental state at this point. All right. So we're dealing with almost the exact same thing. What are your thoughts about this one?
I think reality hit.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. But I think in a relationship, or they always call it the honeymoon phase. In a relationship, or you're in this high, and all of a sudden kind of you come back down. You're like, wait, things do exist around me. in real life does exist around me, and I still have to pay attention to this chaos.
And what Terry said here is beautiful. It's perfect. I actually even didn't miss that. I did, but yet I really didn't. I remember saying that I thought that he still remained disconnected or dissociated from the situation that he was in both times.
Mhm.
He still maintained himself as the physical person, whether it was her or by himself. So you're right. Even whether they're angry or they're in love with each other, they're still in physical contact. Wow. Great point. Oof, okay. All right. So when you're dealing with severe depressive states, it's very difficult to have physical contact with people.
Oh, you basically can't. I mean, it's you don't have the energy to feel at all. So any kind of contact, any touch, is almost painful sometimes. And seeing, last we saw the first time in the first part of the MV, people get in touch each other, smiling, seeing that when you are depressed, it's also painful in another way.
For the person,
You can accept others' emotions, but you can show your own, because you don't know most of the times what are you feeling. You're just tired and sore.
So then now that conversation makes the end make so much more sense.
Then I would say, then also, a lot of times, at least from my experience, am I worthy of having contact? Am I worthy of that hug?
And is that an underpinning?
So, or do I deserve the hug?
So does that? Okay. So do you think in this case that that's just sitting there? Do you think that in that case that's been sitting there the whole time throughout this whole narrative?
I think possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Now that you said it, I can see that.
Does he deserve to be happy?
Yeah.
Our mainly when we're talking about depression, but when we are in manic, when we talk about bipolar, and we're in a manic state, or you are like so happy, it's like there is you, like a beam, and then there is a cover around you of that emotion. This happiness or joy or bliss, it feels like unreal. And you feel it, but it's unreal. And sometimes you can say if it's your own or it's higher because of your state. Also happens when with anger, and you can get mad about something. Let's say a number, a 3, but when you are in that state, it's like a 7. You know that those 4 extra points doesn't come from you. It's like this thing that's wrapping in you. I don't know if
it's circumstances. It's so yeah. So how do we okay, let's watch this out. I actually want to go back to that, and because it's exactly what I thought. So, and I'm very emotionally attached to what you just said, because when my brother was living through his emotional hellscape, as I call it, until he got to that point where he couldn't fight it anymore, I believe he could never let that thing that was wrapping itself around him, there was no way to let go of it. Like, it was like binding him, right? So I think that that's one thing to recognize, is that if you're in this state, listen, I just want to very, very clearly say, we're just speaking from a psycho-emotional perspective. Whether this video is about that or not, we didn't write it, we didn't direct it. What we are seeing is what we're interpreting. Okay. So that being said, be very clear about the fact that there's a very, very specific percentage of depressive state, manic state, mental state that we have no control of whatsoever, because it's a neurochemical disorder. It's from the brain itself stimulating these abnormalities. We are not responsible for this. What we do is but what we can do is recognize it, and we can then try and reset. And for me, these 2 resets that he's giving us as a reset is for us to say, you know, do I recognize something that I need to reset for my own health, for my own wellness, for my own light in my life? Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. I'm so sorry. There's a small delay, just so everyone out there, Army, understands. That's why the 3 of us are having a 2-second struggle, because I have to pause in between because our delay is so weird today. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm trying not to talk over anyone. But hold on to that thought, because I think we're going to end with that thought. I'm so happy you said it, because I was thinking it and then I was like, well, maybe I'm just being too negative. I don't know. Okay, we're going to end out. So, dude, waking up next to himself in that first outfit, except in that first outfit, but in a lit room. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're always with yourself. You can't get rid of yourself. I mean, that's like duh, but I mean, you know, the person you are is the person you're always going to carry with you, whether you like it or whether you don't.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about the lights and the clothes, it's not a dark room anymore, but it's lit, but he's in darker clothes. I mean, it's like the equilibrium, you know, not depressive, not manic, just what I call for myself being okay. I'm okay.
Some people I call it plateau. Some people I call it baseline. In mental health, we technically call achieving as a baseline, right? The baseline is being comfortable with being with yourself, knowing that that's the person you're waking up next to. It's not about a relationship with someone else. I think we realized at this point when we saw this that this was always about his relationship with himself. And
I'm curious about the eye mask. I haven't been able to put my finger on it yet, because it's the first time he's woken up with the eye mask, and I don't know, what is he trying to shut out, or is it an indication that he's resting really, really good and he's practicing self-care? I don't know.
I don't know. Is it a mask though, or is it just his hair that's in his face?
Well, like, I think it's an eye mask, like a sleep mask, like to keep the light out, like a blind.
I can't tell.
Think. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but
that would make a lot of sense. But I think it's just his hair all over the place, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, that's a good point, though.
Do you see it though?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Because when he set up, he pushed something up.
No. Let me go. Let's go back. We're gonna watch that because I don't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. But oh my God, he says yeah. He literally says yeah to himself, right? Yeah. I listened to it like so many times to be, what is he saying to himself? Please, I need to make sure I understand what he's saying to himself. It was just yeah. Am I missing something? Okay, wait. I'm gonna play it again real quick because I need to understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it ya or yeah? Like ya as in hey, like Korean hey.
Like in Korean hey. Yeah. That's what I keep thinking he's saying. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Or yeah, hi. You know, either way, I think they both work, no?
Yeah, they do.
They totally work in this moment. Okay, so the one who says the yeah, his voice is so beautiful. Geez, that timbre. To the one who's been resetting. So do you think this has been dreams the whole time? That's been a big theory so far, that he was having dreams this whole time.
Maybe not necessarily dreams,
I mean,
like thoughts where you replay things that happened in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily a dream, but I mean, you go to bed, if you've ever gone to bed by yourself and you can't quite sleep and you start thinking about things that happened during the day and things get amplified and it's like, oh, why did I do that?
Okay. Things get amplified. Okay, I get that concept.
Just that he's alone with his thoughts. Not necessarily a dream, but just he's alone with his thoughts.
He's alone with his thoughts, but he looks so purely blissfully self-aware at this moment and content.
yeah, it's what we said. I mean, the baseline. I said being okay because I'm bipolar. When I'm okay, it's like when I am like this. Okay, no up, no down. It's like okay, I'm fine. I can do all my stuff. So I think that's the most precious moments. I mean, because it's quite terrifying when you are like, when you feel like you can tend to go in any other place because you don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. So they didn't give us a lot of context for this moment other than he himself is the context, right?
Yeah. He's I think he's saying he's fine with himself at that moment.
Right.
I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just me speaking from personal experience. I'm not putting this on the music video. I'm not putting this on anyone else. But, part of my struggle, my background is I struggled with eating disorder during my teens, in my early 20s. Sort of part of that journey has been looking in the mirror like, I'm okay with myself. I am okay. Like waking up in the morning is, I am okay with this. Like I am okay with my body. I am okay with my face. I am okay with how I feel. Versus waking up, dreading going to bed because you're going to be alone because I'm going to be alone with my thoughts, and waking up in the morning and just like wanting to scream because I hate the way I feel inside my body. So that's my personal experience, but I think it's, he's woken up. It's like, this is me. I'm okay. And this is me and I am okay with it.
I love that. That's the thing I was talking about earlier, about you having a neurochemical imbalance that triggered eating disorder, severe depression, which I've lived through because it's a genetic thing in our family. And believe me, we live with it very, very deeply. And, Floor sharing is the things that we've experienced or that other people are experiencing. The majority of that is an imbalance that we have no manifestable control over, other than doing the best that we can to find our state of okay. And that end that he's putting at the end, literally, of this, when he's saying, let's put an end in friends, to me, I decided, and this is my decision, this is mine and no one else's, that Tay is saying, let's put an end to the friendship that I am allowing to exist within myself, with the dark side of me, and the darkness, and that thing that is holding on to me and allowing me to continuously doubt my value, my worth, who I am as a person.
Yeah.
That it's time to put an end to that, and for me to just know I've put an end to it and I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, again, my take on this. So your thoughts. I'm going to end really quickly because we've got like 13 seconds. No, and we are done. Okay. Oh, we still have 13 seconds left. I don't think so. Ah, that was insane. That was beautiful. I purposely barely talked about this music video with anyone. I did not want to express my thoughts to anybody. I've just been saying I have a ton of theories, and I think we actually physically talked about all of them today. So, whew, that was great. Yeah, I'm telling you, snap, 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 snap. That was beautiful. And we had a lot of people. We had quite a few people on Twitter or X. Thank you so much for being on and listening to us. We've had a steady stream of people. We have quite a few on Facebook. The problem is Facebook is not, I always apologize to everyone. Facebook sometimes will not allow the chat link to work the way that it needs to. So even though I know people are there, they can't always chat. I am so sorry to everyone. I'm unfortunately at the whim of all of the tech gods. And then we have a few on YouTube. And thank you to everyone who's been on here today. You know, we leave every reaction with maybe we should do a second one. No, but there's so much conversation we've had, you know. So any last thoughts that you want to give to everybody before we sign out for the night? On if they're living in this type of vacillation or a life where they're uncertain, like what would you recommend? Then that type of thing.
I would say it's okay to be in that point, and it's okay to walk it out. I know sometimes it can feel like kind of this like endless Groundhog Day loop, but I think the most important thing is that you keep pushing forward, because one day you will wake up and kind of look back and be like, you know what, it's okay. And oftentimes there's not sort of a concrete turning point. It's a gradual process. Usually doesn't, one day you wake up and it's all magically fixed. That sort of day by day, you keep trying, and you keep getting up and you keep doing the thing. There's this gradual change. And then one day you wake up and you realize, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay for a longer period of time. And slowly but surely, those period of time, they stretch out a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But it's okay also when you have really a darker moment and it may last a little longer. Don't judge yourself for that. I would say look back at this video and remind yourself that what he's saying is that the reset exists. We just have to find the tools for the reset. That was my take.
I would say talk to someone, talk to your friends, reach out, because this path may look lonely, but it's not.
Even if it's 4 a.m, it's okay. Because I've gotten calls at 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in the morning, and it's okay. Hey, don't everyone call me at that time. However, if that's we're here. So, all right, my loves, thank you so much. Look forward to our next set of videos that are coming out. I think we're getting closer to doing a weekly because it's already March. We're 17th. Hobie's thing comes out in 2 weeks. We have Hobie's. We have the documentary is going to be a 3 or 2-part series. I don't know, because it's 4 weeks, so we may just do it over the 4 weeks. And with Hobie, I'm already ready to do a reaction to his trailer. His trailer is he's Hobie, for God's sakes. The man packs narrative into every single thing he does. It's powerful narrative, and every ounce of it is about hope and resilience. And if there was anything else I would say with Tay's smile is that he's saying you can do this. I believe in you. Have hope, and then his Hobie Young comes right behind us and says yep. So okay, Borge, everyone. Borge, thank you so much for so many people being on today and listening. I am so excited that we've had so many. Thank you so much to Tiffany and Flora that we were able to be here. We really needed to have the clinical perspective because as weird as it sounded, I knew we were going to go clinical because it was a very deceptively simple video that is full of mental disparity that needed to be addressed. And so I'm glad that we were able to tap into it and highlight. So thank you guys so much. Jorge, we'll see you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Love to everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.